Good afternoon. The Labour Appeal Court has issued an order interdicting with immediate effect essential service workers affiliated to Nehawu from continuing with the strike or any other form of industrial action. The order, which was delivered a short while ago, also interdicts other departments that were considering joining the strike. They include the South African Social Security Agency and the Special Investigative Unit. Nehawu members have been on strike since the 6th of March. They're demanding a 10% salary increase, while the employer is offering 4.7%. That's led to the interruption of public health services across the country. And according to a preliminary report, between 4 and 6 deaths occurred as a result of the strike. The court had further ordered Nehawu to inform its members of that order through social media and email by no later than 1 p.m. today. The Department of Health has welcomed that latest court judgment. SABC News economics reporter Katleho Lehore is tracking that story and joins us live. Very good afternoon to you, Katleho. So there was that 1 p.m. deadline. Have the Nehawu members met it? Do they know about it? What's the latest?
A very good afternoon to you, Nzinga, and to our viewers at home. The numbers are seemingly dwindling down. They're dying down right now from when we spoke last time in terms of those that are demonstrating here outside the Telemukherane Hospital in Vosloorus. This is where, of course, they were waiting for that announcement from the judgment from the Labour Appeals Court. That matter was in court, and the judgment really worked in against what they've been calling for in terms of the intensifying of that strike action on the ground. They are waiting for their office bearers to really give them an indication of where to from here, but most of them having gotten the message at this point in time that essential workers that are belonging to the public sector have been interdicted from continuing with this demonstration on the ground. Today, here at this facility, we saw a heavy police presence that remains on the ground as we speak right now. We also saw the deployment of the army that descended onto this premises or this street, Hospital Street, outside the Telemukherane Hospital just early in the morning, as the health minister and the Gauteng Health MEC were inside visiting and assessing the facility. Those that are here today, they are resolute this afternoon that they're going to continue with their demonstrations. Of course, those that form part of essential workers have now been barred from continuing with this demonstration on the ground. But one thing that is to note in Nzinga is that those that were demonstrating here outside, they not only form part of the essential staff, they will also support staff members that are still here outside, and they're still waiting to get a sense of where to from here. What does this mean for them, as they don't form part of essential workers? They form part of the support staff of those that are working for the health department. I'm going to ask my colleague Leopold to just show you what is happening behind me. You can see that really it's empty as we speak right now. The police remaining on standby. That is, of course, the entrance leading into the hospital, the main entrance of the hospital here. And this is where earlier on, Nzinga, we saw a lot of those members belonging to Nehawu demonstrating outside here. And of course, if we go back to last week already, we saw this area here was a no-go zone, because most of the streets here around the hospital Telemukherane were more or less barricaded by objects, burning tires and the likes. That demonstration not really seeming volatile and violent like last week. Most of them really just demonstrating outside the confines of what that court interdict says in terms of how far they can go with their demonstrations on the ground. But what we're hearing as well in Nzinga this afternoon is that the national office bearers of Nehawu are engaged in marathon meetings this afternoon going into the evening, and this is where they'll tend to come through with a decision on their way forward. How are they going to move in terms of now being muscled down by the courts coming from the employer side, who has interdicted this process here, barring essential members or essential work members from forming part of these demonstrations on the ground. But they are saying, those that are speaking just on the side right here as I'm crossing to you, they're saying nix, meaning that they're not going to be going anywhere. They're going to continue here with their demonstrations. But the main main message will come from the National Office Bearers that announced yesterday that demonstrations on the ground would be intensified. So now that there's this stumbling block coming from the courts, it remains to be seen in Nzinga where this demonstration by the public sector workers is concerned. Also, remember, Nzinga, that from yesterday already we were hearing that other unions as well, forming part of COSATU and SAFTU, will be joining in on the demonstrations here, and that judgment just clear around the barring of those that can form part of these demonstrations here, and making it clear that essential workers should be back at their posts come this afternoon into tomorrow, so that this distribution or the delivery of services here is not hampered any further than it has been hampered like this. Nzinga?
Katlego Khori, pounding the pavements and bringing us the story. Thank you so much. Really appreciate your time this afternoon.